Hasta la vista, baby. I'll be back. Fuck you, asshole.
What's going on, everybody? It's Groovinator from RaidersOfTheLostFlix.com, and I'm here with my buddy Tap and Die. And I just came across some information today that just made me do a double take on Terminator Duck Fate. Terminator Duck Feet. Duck Feet, Duck Fate, Dark Fate. One of those. I don't even know.
The popcorn you're eating has been pissed in. Film at 11.
Anyway, how you feeling, Tap and Die? Are you feeling stunning and brave today?
Always feeling stunning and brave. They should call me.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
They should call you who?
Stephanie Bravos, because I'm stunning and brave.
Stunning and brave. I'm feeling very stunning and brave. But yeah, I came across an article. Well, first of all, let's just show. All right. I mean, I have tickets to see this movie November 1st, because it's opening up on Halloween night, and I'm not going to spend my Halloween night watching this dumpster fire. I have zero expectations going to see this movie, but I've promised my channel several times that I will go into it open-minded with zero expectations and review the movie as a movie by itself. That means the movie cannot be connected to what came before it, or what they're setting up to come after it, or what we already know, or any outside material. I shouldn't have to read any comic books or any of that kind of bullshit. And I'm especially going to try to turn off the politics that they've hid this movie behind since day one of last year. But when I say politics, I mean exactly that. You remember director Tim Miller, Tap, saying this is going to scare the fuck out of the misogynists? You remember
Guys,
that, right?
I'm terrified right now.
Are you
I'm
really?
shaking. Very.
So
I'm literally shaking.
shaking in the pants. All right. Look at this, man. This is Forbes. This is our buddy Scott Mendelson. Even Scott
Thank
Mendelson.
God he's here.
Scott Mendelson is here to save the day, ladies and gentlemen. Dark Fate aims for a 44 million debut, making Terminator a metaphor for Judgment Day. I'm not going to read
the metaphors these days. Everything's a metaphor.
Everything has to have a double meaning, man. You know, I don't know. I'm not going to read this entire article because it's just going to be Scott Mendelson spinning numbers and comparing them to last year. But 44 million debut is not really anything to write home about. Here, check this out. Pull up some more here. Here, this is from the BBC. Reviews, please terminate this franchise. This one I might read a little bit of because this headline grabbed. I mean, this is just stuff I typed into Google Tap and it just like came up. Like, I'm like, wow, this is not what I expected. I thought a lot of people were going to say that this movie was stunning and brave or fantastic. Terminator Dark Fate review, please terminate this franchise. Well, he did say he'd be back. Arnold Schwarzenegger made that promise in The Terminator in 1984, little realizing that "I'll be back" would become his most famous line of dialogue, or that the homicidal cyborg he was playing would become his defining role. True to his word, he was back for Terminator 2 Judgment Day in 1991, along with the original film's writer, director James Cameron, and its co-star Linda Hamilton. After that, Schwarzenegger was back for Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines in 2003. That was the last one I saw in a theater. Just FYI. I mean, I've seen all the Terminator movies. That was the only one that was the last one I went to go see in a theater. Because
the only one I've ever seen in theaters was Salvation.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't go see Salvation because I didn't like Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. I just felt like it.
Oh, wait. I did see part 3 in theaters.
Yeah,
I just remember 3. That's how bad it is, huh?
They hyped the shit out of that one, man, because they're like, Arnold's back. Oh, my God, another Terminator. And I'm thinking, how? I mean, even
they stopped Judgment Day.
Even the timeline, you know, even the time paradoxes of the first and second movie made zero sense for there to even be a Terminator 3. But hey, we have to get the murderous robots back to have a sequel.
But the money.
It's all about the money. It's all about the Benjamins, y'all. So Terminator Salvation in 2009. That's the one you said you went and saw. I think I just rented that one.
Yeah, the last one I saw. Yeah, because I was so hyped for that one because of the trailers, and then of course when more trailers came out, I was kind of concerned, and I liked it and watching it, enjoying it because I was there with my brother, and we were like, I was like, but like later on over the years, I realized it wasn't that good because, come on, it was supposed to be the future war, but it was all traveling in the desert.
It was what they promised us. How many times have we said on our live streams, like, just give us a fucking war give us the future war where people are fighting angry robots with fucking ray guns. Is that too much to ask for?
Yeah, because if like say we got somebody who really cared, like as an example, I'll say Ryan Reynolds. You know how much he cares about Deadpool, right? So like if we had someone like him or a director and said got a hold of it and was like, hey, you know, let's get it and take all the shit we saw in the first two movies, the future part of the war, build up some nice sets. You know, get it to look close, and there's your future. It could have been like, was it Genesis or Gynesis at the beginning?
Gynesis.
That could have been, that could have that could have been the end of that movie. It could have happened where, you know, whatever plot they find out about the time machine, and the movie ends with the battle, and it ends right when he sends Kyle Reese to the past. And we would have been like, hey, the circle is complete.
I had expectations for Salvation too, man, but I didn't. I think I just didn't see it because I was too busy. But I remember hearing that, you know, reviews were tepid to bad, you know, and I'm like, oh, okay.
But you know what? I'm sorry to interrupt, but I correct myself. I actually did see Terminator 2 in theaters because they re-released it a couple of years ago in that 3D thing. Me and my brother went to go see it.
Oh, so you saw T2 in 3D?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I don't care for the 3D part.
The 3D wasn't all that fantastic?
I really don't care for that stuff, so I didn't really pay attention. I was just there enjoying the movie with me and my brother. It's always me. Well, me and my brother together, we enjoy ourselves, and I was enjoying actually seeing one of them, at least one of the first two in theaters, you know?
It's a mixed bag, man. I've seen some movies with good 3D, and then I've seen somewhere it's like, I went and saw The Phantom Menace in 3D.
Yeah, like the only movie,
man.
Yeah, the only movie I actively saw in 3D because it was remember that what was it called, Edge of Tomorrow movie with Tom Cruise?
Oh yeah, I saw that one in 3D.
Yeah, that one actually came out on my birthday, so that was what I wanted to do. I went to see it. I picked I said I'm gonna go all out. I saw the 3D. I liked the movie. Don't get me wrong. I just didn't care for the 3D. It was nothing fantastic.
That was a good damn movie, though. I saw that one in 3D. I saw it twice. I saw it once in regular, and then I saw the second one in 3D. And that movie really surprised me. I had zero expectations going that. But Salvation, I remember seeing it, and I thought there were 2 or 3 good ideas, but they just didn't develop any of them. And I was really hyped that Christian Bale was going to be in it because he's coming straight off of Batman going into that one, and. Nah, you know, and the guy from Avatar, I can never remember his name.
Sam Worthington.
Sam Worthington. What a disappointment. And even Anton Yelchin, it didn't necessarily do a very good Kyle Reese. And I usually like him in movies. I think he did the best he could with what he had, but I put a lot of that on the director. I just didn't like the way that movie looked, man. And then Genesis is a dumpster fire. I finally broke down and watched it free on Amazon when it came to Amazon Prime, and I was like, well, I'm glad I didn't spend any money on that.
Yep, because I saw it on Hulu when I was when they put it on Hulu, I was like sick and I had just had this surgery. I said, fuck it, I'm just sitting here doing nothing. I watched it and I was like, okay, whatever. Just went on another movie, didn't care.
Oh. Yeah, exactly. Genesis. That's pretty much how I feel about that one. It was a dumb story, and it was another Emilia Clarke disaster. I don't know why she keeps getting into these movies, man. Yes, she's a good-looking lady. No, she's not a good actress. No, I don't care about Game of Thrones. So no matter what she did in that show, it doesn't translate well to the big screen, folks. I just really don't get why the Game of Thrones people have to rule the box office. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, back to this article. And Terminator Genesis 2015, but they wandered further and further from the lean, mean, high concept thrills of the 1984 classic. And now he is back again in Terminator Dark Fate. There were signs that this film might reverse the series' downward trajectory. For the first time since 1991, Cameron was on board as producer and co-writer, if not director, and Hamilton was returning as the franchise's heroine, Sarah Connor. Even though Terminator 3 wrote her out and killed her off, Terminator Dark Fate has even been marked as a sequel to Terminator 2, one which ignores the other sequels and have been made in the meantime, a la the same thing they did with the Halloween franchise. Just think Christian Bale got so worked up while he was making Terminator Salvation that he yelled at the director of photography, and it was all for nothing. You remember that soundbite? Yeah. Poor you. Good for you. Good for you.
I was just remember here now. I was like, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
Oh my God, he was having a nervous breakdown, man. But something about get out of my light or something like that. I don't know what the hell. He was being
he should have played some Huey Lewis. That might have calmed him down.
Prima donna. like Star Wars The Force Awakens, Terminator Dark Fate. Terminator Dark Fate revives the beloved old characters while introducing a new generation of characters to it. Hopes a new generation of fans. After a quick prologue set in 1998, the story jumps to Mexico City in 2020, and we meet the franchise's usual unholy trinity: one unwanting civilian who will eventually help humanity overthrow its robotic overlords, one Terminator sent back from the future to kill them, and one resistant agent sent back to protect them. In this instant, the innocent civilian is Danny, Natalia Reyes, a cheerful young woman who works in a car factory. The Terminator is the almost indestructible Rev 9. Rev 9? That sounds like a rap name, doesn't it?
That's
Rev
what
9?
I was thinking, like, that's the name of it? Like, I finally found that out.
Cashy Rev 9.
Check out his SoundCloud when you get a chance.
Check out Rev 9 SoundCloud, everybody. Gabriel Luna, which can separate his gloopy oil slick body from his carbon fiber skeleton. Yeah. And the resistance agent is Grace Mackenzie Davis, a surgically enhanced super soldier. But of course she is. Stunning and brave. All three of them are watchable enough, but most viewers will be waiting for Arnie and Linda to show up. And when they eventually do, it's worth the wait. Much like Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie Strode in last year's Halloween, another exercise in course-correcting a franchise by pretending several of the sequels didn't happen. Hamilton's Sarah Connor is now silver-haired, surly, armed to the teeth, and with a voice so low and harsh, it sounds like as if her cigarette intake will kill her before any robots manage to. I was thinking that too, like, talk fast. My name is.
You got
Bob.
a cigarette?
I'll play the tuba. Did you just assume my gender, bro? No. She is an icon from the moment she strides out of her car carrying a gun size of a fully grown Christmas tree. This writing's cracking me up. Schwarzenegger's arrival is even more welcome. That stillness, that deadpan line delivery, and the physical resemblance to one of Stonehenge's standing stones. Even at the age of 72, he is better than anyone at playing the unstoppable cyborg. Luna just doesn't have the requisite menace. And plus, he looks like Pee Wee Herman. And he is quite touching, too, as a killing machine who has reformed and settled down as a gray bearded family man. What?
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, that happened.
Oh, God, dude. Oh, my God.
I've been knowing about that for a while because the YouTuber, Mr. H Reviews, he got a leaked script.
Oh, my God. All right. I got to maintain my composure here. Family man. Really? Squeezing in two generations of characters, Terminator Dark Fate is nearly as overcrowded as The Force Awakens was. The upshot being that the plot is convoluted and the muddled action sequences are often hard to follow. The fact that so much of it takes place in murky low light doesn't help. Oh no, that shit again. See, that was my other problem with Salvation, is just the lighting on the set looked really bad. It's like I was expecting the future from 1984, the movies, and everything was like always like really bright and sunny.
Yep.
And I don't know why they did that. I didn't like that. I mean, I want like apocalyptic, cloudy, scary looking shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, broken down, destroyed buildings and such, and shitty vehicles.
I mean, the Salvation, it just looked like they were in, I don't know, Alabama. But one fist
Yeah, they
fight
were
is
militia in Alabama.
militia in Alabama. One fist fight is set underwater in the middle of the night, so you might as well be peering through the Terminator's trademark sunglasses while you're watching it. Well, God, I'm so excited now. Cameron himself would surely have improved that scene, but the director of Terminator Dark Fate, Tim Miller, Deadpool, also big SJW, does a decent Cameron impersonation. He keeps the pace and tone of the first Terminator installments, the road movie structure and its demolition derby freeway chases, and its quiet interludes in dusty desert motels, and the war-battered characters' balance of toughness and exhaustion. In short, this is a Terminator film that feels like a proper Terminator film. All right, so they're giving it a little bit of props here. You could even say that it feels too much like a proper Terminator film, but they're reeling it back, which is why it ends up seeming so pointless. This is what I was afraid of, Tap, right here. Just the fact that it's pointless. It may make a profit, and it definitely offers a sweet Schwarzenegger-Hamilton reunion, but otherwise there is no discernible reason for Terminator Dark Fate to exist. It has no new thoughts on predestination and free will to boggle our minds, no new visual effects or stunts to quicken our hearts. It has nothing that hasn't been done better in other films. All the tweaks are cosmetic ones. The answer to a set of staggeringly uninteresting questions. What if the AI was called Legion instead of Skynet? What if the Terminator's target was Mexican rather than American? What if the person protecting her was a woman rather than a man? Oh, yeah. Okay. This kind of goes along with what we thought was going to happen here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's like this whole what if it was this instead of this thing. It's like, really? That's just so lazy. Like, what if it was? What if he was Canadian?
What if he was Canadian, eh?
Hey?
The previous two Terminator films may have been duds, but one had a futuristic setting, the other had some twisty-turny time travel shenanigans, so at least they were trying to do something different. From the off-the-peg, subtle onwards, Terminator Dark Fate aims to be no more than a comfortably familiar rehash, and that's what it is. Maybe it couldn't escape a dark fate of its own. At this stage, it looks as if making further Terminator sequels is as much of a doomed endeavor as making further Alien sequels. In both cases, there were two sublime opening episodes. The second Alien episode was directed by Cameron, followed by a succession of sequels, prequels, and spin-offs, which couldn't recapture that early magic. Agreed. Absolutely 100% agreed. And in both cases, there was a devilishly simple science fiction horror movie premise. Keep that simplicity in the later sequels, and what you get is essentially an inferior remake. Complicate the mythology, you lose the film's first white-knuckle intensity. The makers of Terminator Dark Fate went for the former option, the inferior remake, and as the results aren't bad, but if that's the best they can come up with, then why bother? The franchise needs to be terminated. But yet they gave it 3 stars. Stunning and Brave, anyone?
Should have given it at least 3.5.
I'm going to acknowledge the chat right here because it's blowing up. Want to say hi to... Well, first of all, we got Pete here, brown nosing. All right, he was the first one here. Well, good for you, I guess.
Hashtag we love Midnight's Edge here.
I want to say hi to the Appalachian American. I got some Christmas Trap playing in the background while I wait. Okay, Christmas Trap.
Is that what they're calling it these days? Is that what the kids are calling it?
Is that what the kids are calling it these days? Also, oh yeah, let's say Goober Brother, giggity giggity. The Appalachian American says all the Chinese food talk is making me hungry. Duck feet. Yes, Terminator. Yep. I think I'm going to start calling it Terminator Duck Feet. I was going to say Duck Fate, but I think Duck Feet is funnier. And it's probably going to piss MJ off too, so I have to be careful with that. The Duck Feet.
Oh, she's harmless.
It also says Run with Harriet. Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of want to see that movie because I do like history, and that does look like a good movie. Like it's going to have decent acting and might be interesting to watch. I might see that one just because I want to see it. Terminator Duck Feet, I'm seeing from my channel to do the review, and I'm really not looking forward to it. I don't think there's enough drugs in the world that can, at least from what I'm hearing. Like I said, I'm trying not to go in with any expectations, but this is not sounding good at all, folks. The Elite, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for the...
They should have got Ryan Johnson on here so he could subvert your expectations.
What a trash year for movies. DP, T6, Cats, and Episode 9. But we also had Joker And we had Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We had Godzilla, which was decent. It's not that bad, man. And you know what? I have to admit that I enjoyed Endgame. I did. I liked it. I didn't see Spider-Man, but from what I was told, it wasn't really necessary to see that anyway. I don't want to say this whole year is a bust. No, there's some good stuff out there if you're willing to look. And also, there's a lot of things being advertised. You know, it's Oscar bait season, folks. So if you want to see something with better actors and actresses, now is the time. Unfortunately, they all launch right alongside each other. Hollywood makes the same mistake every year. Everybody's competing for your dollar, and then you just can't go see everything. So something always winds up getting neglected because people like you and I can't afford to see every single movie that comes out. The Elite says, I kind of like Genesis, who saw it with my brother. It's my guilty pleasure. I didn't like it. I did not. I think the biggest problem for me with Genesis was the story was stupid, like really stupid. I didn't like the fact that they revealed that the John Connor is the villain in the fucking trailer. That was a big mistake.
That was stupid. That
was really stupid, dude. They just show too much right off the get go, and it ruins it. And also, my biggest problem was Reese and Sarah Connor. Who was the guy that played Reese again?
Jai Courtney.
Terrible.
His ass.
Terrible Reese. And then of all the people to play Sarah Connor, Emilia Clarke, no. And also, I don't know why they keep rebooting these movies anyway, because they made a really good TV show, and then that got scrapped after the writer's strike. And the last of that I checked, all of those actors are not really doing anything right now. So why don't they just save the money and put it back into rebooting that? Just pick up where that left off. Have it there, do a little bit of backstory, because there's been some time. Some of those actors have gotten older. So explain what they've been doing in the last couple years and pick up from there. All the people were good in that show. Goober Brothers says, why can't we get good Terminator movies? Because 2019. I don't know.
And the story ended.
And you know what? All those trailers that we've seen, man, the special effects are so bad. They're so bad.
It's like they're getting lazy on that shit.
Isn't it, though? Because it's like the Terminator, especially even T1 and T2 were like movies that defined special effects in movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because at least, there was some practical mixed in with,
right.
certain CGI,
Well, the first one put Stan Winston on the map for all the work that he did there. And then also Terminator 2 revolutionized CG effects for probably for the worse, for better or for worse. But even if you look at those effects now, they still hold up.
Yeah, I mean, watch Starship Troopers. Look at the sex they did for the bugs. And I'm not saying they're perfect, but they're going to hold up way better than what's going on now.
Because they used it minimally. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like everything was CG. You look at like the Phantom Menace now, and it's not really holding up all that well. Some of that CG looks really bad. And like I think my dad had mentioned something last night about he watched Wolverine, X-Men Origins Wolverine, and he was talking about how bad the CG looked on Patrick Stewart at the end of that movie. And I'm like, yeah, they all the CG in that movie is terrible. The Elite says Bale has roid rage from all of his transformations. Yeah, he needs to tone down on the method acting. I think he's lost his own identity. But
he wants to be Daniel Day-Lewis.
You know what though? I would much rather see Christian Bale than Daniel Day-Lewis, man. Daniel Day. I usually call him Daniel Day, and my shit doesn't stink, Lewis. When he's in a movie, I'm like instantly bored. I'm like instantly turned off. He's announced his retirement from acting. I just hope he keeps it. That's all I got to say about that.
The only movie I can think of him that I actually watched was The Last of the Mohicans.
Oh yeah,
that's the only movie I can think of when you say, "Oh, you seen a Daniel Day-Lewis film?" Like the only thing comes to mind is The Last Mohicans. I mean, I like that one, but that's literally the only one I can think of.
My problem with him is it feels like when he's on a movie, like everything in the background just kind of darkens, and then the spotlight's just on him, and then he is the movie for 2 hours, and it's just like, hey, you're not that good, dude. Guru Brothers Entertainment says Linda Hamilton looks like a cigarette with arms and legs.
She is the cigarette.
Oh, be the cigarette. So
smoke her.
Oh my God. So I'm gonna pull up another article here. before I get into the main one. Actually, I think I already did the two that I want to do. This is the one that really caught my interest today. All right. Frickin' Mary Sue of all places. The Mary Sue. You would think that this site would be sticking up for this movie and talking about it being stunning and brave. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I mean, the world's just not making sense right now.
No, it's not. But hey, this is okay. This is the one that I wanted to pull up. I have too many tabs open. I apologize, folks. So this was a little bit lower yesterday. It's gone up some. It's at 68%, but this is just the critic score. This isn't people going in and review bombing the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So is Tim Miller going to blame this on the misogynists?
I don't know. I don't see how it's going to be review bombing with this whole thing with you have to verify your purchases. So I don't know why they even go saying that shit. If it was true.
I mean, right back from the marketing, dude. It's not like we didn't see this coming, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you're seeing this stuff happen, and you know, all I can think is
Action. Some asshole's got a gun out there. You don't say.
that was just my reaction to all this. It's like we've been trying to tell you that when you use politics to market your movie, it doesn't work, and people are coming around to this. They're realizing this. You know, it didn't work with Ghostbusters. It didn't work with Ocean's 8. It's not going to work with this movie either. I mean, if you just like to flush money down the toilet, come over to my house and flush all the money you want. You know what I mean? Talk to me first. I'll show you where the toilet actually is, you know, and go ahead, flush all that money. I don't care. You know, do this. Do whatever you want. But yeah, let's go back to that Mary Sue article again. Because I was not expecting this, man. Yeah, things we saw today. Terminator Dark Fate appears to be dividing the critics. Well,
is it really?
Shit.
Bastards.
Terminator Dark Fate's critical fate seems all over the board. With about 40 reviews currently logged over at Rotten Tomatoes, Terminator Dark Fate is at 65% freshness rating, a percentage high enough to keep it fresh for now, but considering that it's about a D if that were a test score, not exactly award-winning. I passed. A D, I passed. No. The new movie, which features several women in key roles, including the epic return of Linda Hamilton's Sarah Connor, was directed by Deadpool's Tim Miller. It particularly piqued our interest when Miller stated that the movie would piss off sexist internet trolls. I'm sure it piqued your interest, the Mary Sue. But has it
I'm looking at you, Pete.
Stunning and brave, Pete.
Yep.
No one seems to be totally burning this movie to the ground, but some reviews bemoan that Dark Fate sticks to old, rusty formulas, while others... Oh, the ad jumped. I hate it when the ads pop up and then it makes the text like all weird while I'm reading it. Bemoan that Dark Fate sticks to old, rusty formulas, while others counter that it feels fresh. Consensus seem to be that this one is much, much better than 2015's Terminator Genesis. Well, not exactly the hardest bar to clear, however, and some critics loved it, especially approving of the ladies leading this thing.
Really?
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Let's look at some of those choice Rotten Tomato featured reactions. The female-focused Terminator Dark Fate is a bold step forward for the franchise and one of 2019's best action movies, writes the comicbookmovie.com's Josh Wilding. Praise for Hamilton's return as Sarah Connor is pretty much universal. Grizzled Sarah Connor calls BS on each a compounding plot contrivance, and Linda Hamilton's reactions are great. That doesn't change the fact that she's right, though. A Terminator plot should be better than this, says Peter Topple of Showbiz Cheat Sheet, tempering his review. Linda Hamilton makes Terminator Duck Feet, the best Terminator movie since T2, agrees fellow Linda Hamilton fan Mike Ryan at Up Rocks. Lindsay Barr for the Associated Press was not impressed with the movie or other Terminator sequels. Terminator Dark Fate is just another bad Terminator movie in a string of bad Terminator movies, although better than Genesis. Wow, dude. Easily the third best Terminator film, which is more of a compliment than it sounds, says Empire Magazine's Hella O'Hara. Clarice Lowry, writing The Independent. Oh, yeah, that seems to summarize a good many of these reviews. Perfectly fine at times. It's even quite good. That's coming from The Independent. And we know how hard, what side of this political spectrum that website leans towards. You can get your fill of all these assorted reviews over Rotten Tomatoes right now. However, the reactions seem to range from impressed and psyched down all across the range to meh. But most people have some nice things to say about the movie. I'm ready to see it for Linda Hamilton in action alone. So yeah, even the Mary Sue can't defend this movie, everybody. I just...
yeah, that's how you know shit's gonna hit the fan.
So yeah, I'm going to see this movie. I'm going to try to go into this with an open mind. I'm really dreading it. I don't have enough pain pills or drugs to get through it. I'm seeing this at noon the day after Halloween in the afternoon. Hopefully there's not too many people there because I have a feeling that this one might make me yell a couple of times, but I don't usually do that in the theater. I'm usually pretty well behaved, and I usually sit in the back of the theater so I don't have somebody behind me distracting me. But yeah, so I don't know, man. It's not like we didn't see this stuff coming. You know, it's the get woke, go broke scenario all over again, and it looks like it's going to happen another time. They put so much into this, though, dude, with the marketing and the. I'm like, why would you release it in November? I remember saying that. I'm like, why would you do that? Of all the times,
November.
Well,
I mean, if I may ask,
it's November is always so full. It's like full of blockbusters. I mean, you're going to release this the same year as Cats, and Cats will probably do better. I mean, I'm not going to go see that one, but you know, then you got Star Wars coming out. But according to everybody, that Star Wars is going to outsell Endgame. You know, the pre-sales are supposedly better than Endgame. That remains to be seen. I think those are bullshit numbers, but I can't prove that, obviously. So I don't know. I'll review it. I'll probably do a live review on this channel the day that I see it, just to get it out of the way and out of my life. And that's probably the last movie that I'm going to go see this year. Honestly, I hate to end it on a downtrend, but if I do see another movie, I want to see something that's fun. You know, this is something I'm doing for the channel, but at least I don't have to go see Charlie's Angels. That's Pete's gig. He has to do that one.
Yep.
Also, he's reviewing Batwoman, so he really doesn't have a pot to piss in.
Batwoman.
But hey, I wanted to plug the watch party that's happening on Saturday. Tap will be here with us. Probably Cody from Goober Brothers will be there, and of course my brother from Another Mother, Pete, will be there. That's at 8:30 p.m. this Saturday. We're reviewing the classic 1978 Dawn of the Dead. Don't get me wrong, I do like the remake of Dawn of the Dead, but we thought it would be more fun to do the classic because, in my opinion, it's the best zombie movie that was ever made. Even better than Night of the Living Dead. I think Dawn of the Dead has a lot going for it. It's going to be a really fun movie. There's a lot of crazy kills, a lot of goofy things, and of course, if you've ever been to one of our watch parties, you know how goofy we get on there. So, if nobody else has any questions in the chat, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. You got anything else you want to add to this, Tap?
Yes. When there's no more room in hell, the woke will rise.
Nice. I think that one gets a proverbial. This one's just for you, Tap. There you go. Anyways, this is all I got for now. Thanks for joining us for this live stream. If you're watching this later, make sure you leave a comment down below. Do you like my new format? If you have any requests that you of videos you'd like to see me make this week, go ahead and leave those down below as well. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and make sure you subscribe to the other fine people on this channel, like Goober Brothers Entertainment and Etepiculions, a place to be reviews. Those guys are just as cool as I am, if not cooler. So give them guys some love. I'd appreciate it. Anyways, that's all I got for today. This is the Groovinator signing out. You guys have yourselves a groovy day. And before I outro, I'm going to leave you with this.
No shit, man. Don't bullshit me. Bullshit. 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 Bullshit.
Bullshit!
You said so. It's all bullshit.
Oh, shit!
Shit.
Shit!
Shit. Shit.
Shit!
Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it somewhat entertaining. Please remember to depress that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. Make sure you hit that bell icon so you'll be the first to know when new content is published. Please visit RaidersOfLostFlicks.com for more hilarious entertainment and links to all of our social media platforms. Also, consider supporting us on Patreon. As little as $1 a month supports our worldwide digs for more Lost Flicks. Thank you, and have a groovy day.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!